Uh, I will try man, but it is not clear.
Okay, I'll show it to you today.
Okay.
So why you are getting that issue?
మీరు యాక్సెస్ తీసుకుంటా అన్నారు కదా మేడం ఏదో లింక్ పంపించండి.
వెబెక్స్ నుంచి తీసుకుంటాను. ఫస్ట్ నేను ఐ జస్ట్ షో యూ, ఎందుకంటే నాకు కూడా సేమ్ ఇష్యూ వచ్చింది. ఐ వాజ్ జస్ట్ ట్రయింగ్, ఐ వాజ్ జస్ట్ రీప్రొడ్యూసింగ్ ద ఎర్రర్ విచ్ యూ గాట్.
ఓకే మేడం.
సో హియర్ ఇట్ ఇస్. ఫస్ట్ ఇనీషియల్ గా గిట్ రెపో క్రియేట్ చేసావు కదా, న్యూ రెపో.
న్యూ రెపో క్రియేట్ చేస్తాను.
ఆఫ్టర్ క్రియేటింగ్ న్యూ రెపో there is a readme file. Here the same issue which I got, which I tried to reproduce when I got the same issue. So I created this new repo and I just added a readme file here in GitHub. So this has been changed remotely. Those changes are not there in our local repo. So it is saying that when trying to push these changes, but here the GitHub repo is different, whereas this initiated GitHub project folder is different, local repo this is. So when I tried to init and tried to push the changes, I got the same error refs. So what I did is I just created a project folder and git init. I just ran this command. After initializing, I checked. No files are there because this is the new one. After that, I have created a file, file1.txt, and I have added it to the staging area. After adding this to staging area, I just checked it. There is a file1.txt in the git project 1 folder, which is a local repo initiated. Initially, just it is initiated as an empty git repository. So we have a file1.txt in our staging area, and I committed this. What is commit? What commit will do? This will move this file, whatever the changes that we have made to the repository will be moved to local repository. Got it? So not the remote repository. To this will commit. This will move these files to what are the changes that we have made will be moved to the local repository. After moving the local repository on git status, it is saying that so nothing to commit because I have added this file to local repository. After that, I checked git log. So here head is referring to master. So all these comments which you are able to see is on top of it. So readme file1.txt. So git log will is showing head is on master. This is showing as the master. Master is my local repository branch here. Head is the last commit or latest commit. So which is the latest commit? We say I committed a file or something. What are the changes that I have done? I said commit 1 and again commit 2, like commit 3. The 3 times 4 times I have made changes and just I committed these files to the local repo. So which is the latest commit where my head will be pointing to? Here. So recently done commit is commit 3. So this is previous commit and this is previous than this. These are the commits made. So head is pointing to the last commit, or this is said as the latest commit. This is the latest one which we have done. So this is head. Here head is pointing to the master and the who has made the changes and when these changes have been made were showing here. This is the commit and this is the commit ID. So when I check it, this will git branch -m main. So this is the main is the branch in the remote local repository. So I ran this command. After that, my main will in the local repository, my main, I'm just renaming this master branch as main. There was a error, ggit command not found, it is saying. So after that, this not successfully ran the command. So this is the command. After this command, this is has been changed to main. So this was pointing to the master local repo, and I renamed the branch as main using this git branch -m main. So the current branch is main. I have added the remote repository. Git add origin remote repository. After that, I just tried to what are all the changes that have been done, and this thing. After that, I just I had the issue, and I just tried to git push. After running all these commands, I just checked it, status I checked, and I committed the file. After few commands, I just tried to push. So this was the command which you were getting, error you were getting, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Previously 2 to 3 commands. This was showing this one. Upstream push. So fatal, the current branch main has no upstream branch. So to push the current branch and set the upstream, first we need to say this is the upstream we need to set, and after that we need to push. This is -u is for upstream only, -u. This is the shortcut for this there. So main, I'm trying to push it to main. What it is saying, so it is rejected. This also you got, right? Every time it was rejecting.
Rejecting.
Run, fetch, run, pull, it is saying. So main, when it is pointing to the main to main. Main is the local branch. Here, this main is local repository, and this main is remote repository. So main to main, I just have a README file in my Git repository, and which is not in my local repository. That is the difference between these two. So it is saying that main to main fetch first. First fetch cheyamantundi. What fetch does is it fetches the changes that have been done in the remote repository, and both fetch and pull are the same commands, but there is a slight difference between these two when we run these commands. Fetch means it just fetches, but we have to explicitly merge these changes. Merge the changes means I have a README file which is not there in my local repository. I have to commit the change this README file to save this README file to my local repository. So then changes will be here. README was not there previously. So when it is saying that fetch first and then merge it. When we merge, all the changes will get merged to the local repository. So updates were rejected because remote contains work that you do not have locally. Which work it is? README file, which is there at the remote repository and not in my local repository. So this is usually caused by another repository pushing to the same ref, లేదా వేరే దాన్ని తీసుకునే same ref కి. It is saying, it is guessing. So what you have done is maybe something you are doing like this. Maybe some other repository you are trying to merge into these repository changes. So if you want to integrate remote changes, remotely available README, which is there, these remote changes, if you want to integrate it with the local repository, then you need to run this git pull. What git pull does is it just fetches the changes that have been made. This one, it fetches this file, fetches the changes that have been made to the remote repository, and it will merge it into the local repository. Here it will merge it. So these are fetch plus merge is pull, git pull. That is the difference between the git pull and the git fetch. So both are the similar commands. Both will get the changes from the remote repository to the local repository. But when we do fetch, it won't merge the changes into the local repository. That we need to explicitly merge it using the command git merge command will be there, that we need to do that. So if you pull it, git pull, if you run this command, it just fetches and also merges the changes. So what I have done, I have done this. I tried to push this again without pulling. So what it is saying, I didn't fetch, or I didn't pull. Even if I fetch and then push also, it will give error. So main to main fetch first. So fail to push some refs to this. Usually you'll get this error number of times when these changes are mismatching. So updates were rejected because the remote contains work that you do not have locally. The same error it is giving. So then what I did is I just tried to git fetch. So it has been fetched. So main to origin, this is the local repository. Origin main is remote repository. Remote repository lo origin lo main branch it is using an artham anamata. Ee command ki origin/main ante. So what I tried to do, git push origin main. Again the same error. It has been rejected. Why it is rejected? It is saying the same thing. It is rejected because behind this some counterpart, some is not, the changes are not same. So there are mismatches. This, when this happens is a team is working on the same repositories. So some people might be changing their code, and after that, before you push, they'll push it. Before only they will be pushing their changes to the remote repository, and those changes were not there in your local repository. So that is because of that there is a mismatch between remote repository and our local repository. So due to this mismatch, it is showing these refs, failed to push some refs. So what we should do is, I have a ls file1.txt. I just tried to merge. What it is saying is known remote for the current branch. So I tried to no tracking because I haven't which branch to be pulled, that I haven't specified it here. So after that, what I have done is I checked I am in which branch. So currently I am in main branch. Only one branch is there, which is main, and I checked which is the remote. Remote is showing to my Git project 1 only. So this is correct, and this branch is also correct, but the upstream is not correct here. So what I should do is git pull -- set upstream to origin main branch. This should be the local branch, and this should be the main branch. So this is giving the options. So, because syntax error was there, so git pull origin main is the command that I need to run, and it is saying again error, refusing to merge unrelated histories. So this is refusing. Here the readme file to merge in the local repository, it is refusing. Why means there are some references which were not matching with the local repository. So what I should do is git pull origin master -- allow unrelated histories. So this should be this way, set URL. First I need to set the origin. After that I need to git push. So git push -- set upstream origin main. So the command which is correct is, I tried all these things. Git pull origin is the correct command. So what it is saying, because this is not the default configured remote branch, remote origin, but it not specify. Finally, I had to run the git pull command with origin main allow unrelated histories. This is the correct command. whenever you are getting issues with the refs, you need to check all these things. Okay, what it is saying, this has full fetch head merge made. So git pull will do fetching and also merging. Merge made by the ORT strategy and readme.md. So one file has been changed, two insertions are there, and some mode it is showing with this readme file. So when I said ls, it is showing the readme file. So that this has fetched the file and merged it with the local repository, this file. After merging it with the local repository, I was able to git push -u origin main. This is the command which I ran. So after that, enumerating objects, 9 done, 100% done, data compression using the 4 threads, compressing objects. So it is giving whatever it is doing, and finally it has pushed the files to the remote repository here, file1.txt. Okay, I'll share this with you. Ajay, you just try these commands one after the other. Just this is the correct command to get rid of the error. Some refs not found. Other in the others, you are also following, right? Ajay ki baga అర్థమై ఉంటుంది, మిగతా వాళ్ళకి ఎక్కడ ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది అనేది మేబీ when you try it you will get it. Okay, we'll see the git difference command, git diff command today. So this is the I saved it, I'll just send it to you, I'll upload it in the drive, just take it and try it out. So what is git diff? Git diff is to find the difference between the working directory, staging area, local repository, remote repository. So all these, what are the differences between these two and the commits. So what is the difference between previous commit and the first commit? What are the changes that have been made? We need to check it out. So I have this project and I am in currently, in this folder, git project 1 folder. Okay, and let me git pull origin main. So if any changes are there in the, so it's saying that already up to date. So now we'll just create a file and move it to staging area, and after that commit it to the remote repository, local repository. After that we'll move the changes to remote repository, and we'll check what are all the changes that have been made to each and every file and each and every line which is getting the difference. We'll see all those things today. we were just checking on this, right? Okay, you got this, right? The file, how this is showing, what are all the changes that have been made. This is the source and this is the destination file, and these are the hash of the content of the file, and this is the permissions and also file mode. File mode, which file it is, file type and the file mode. Permissions 644 is the permissions, read permissions, write permissions, and write permissions. So you've got all these things. So source, staging area, we'll see. We'll just try modifying something and we'll add it to the staging area. So let me create a file, first file, or let me create a colors file as it is in the example here. So I have created a colors file, colors.txt, and I'm adding colors. Only one line I'm adding. I'm saving this file. So I saved this file, cat colors.txt. This is showing colors. Now I don't have anything in my staging area to check the difference between the staging area and the working directory. We need to use this command. So we haven't added anything in the staging area, so we have nothing to compare. Now let me add this file to staging area, modify this file and add it to the staging area after that. So to add it to the staging area, what is the command? Git add colors.txt. So there is a new file, colors.txt, and also numbers.txt. Previously I have added it. So let's check only the colors.txt, the difference. So now I have colors.txt in my staging area. So let me find, there is no change in the working directory and also in the staging area. Git diff there is no change. So to check what are all the files are there in the staging area, the command is ls git ls hyphen files. So in the staging area there are 3 files, and for this file only we are checking. For this file there are no changes. So let me edit the file in working directory. So as of now I have colors. I am adding one more line, red. So my file has been modified, and now I'm not adding this. I have to compare these two if anything has changed. So it is saying that this colors.txt is modified in the working directory, changes in the working directory. Now I should find the git diff colors.txt with the staging area. So what it is saying, it is modified. There is a difference. So once I modified the file, I got the difference. So warning in this, and a colors.txt, B colors.txt. This is the source and the destination, and these are the contents of the file, and this is the file type, it is a text file, and these are the permissions of that file. And what has happened here, we'll be getting minus, plus, and also spaces. Space means it is the contents are not changed, this line is not changed. If we are saying this, this is the destination one. So colors.txt we have added, and we have added here minus one line, there is a difference, and here it is showing the space colors, there is no change in this line. Colors is the line, there is no change in this line. When it says plus red, so that means plus 1, we have added one line, and total 2 lines are there, 1 line and 2 lines, and we have added the line as red. This is the meaning of the get difference. So now what we'll do is we'll just go through this step by step. So I have added the content right in it, saved, and I have checked it. This is showing us the modified one, and the difference it is showing from working directory to the staging area. So committing this to local repository and checking the get difference. -m. Okay, I have added another line right there, and I am committing this. Now we need to find the get difference between the working directory and the staging area. To check the difference, hyphen staged. So here, to check the difference between these two, we have to use the hyphen staged. That means this is the source and this is the destination. To check the difference between this staging area and the working directory. So to check the commits, git log -19. So this is the commit ID. What has been done? This is previously done. First commit, file 1 is modified, and merge has been done. And so from today, colors added. After that, this is colors.txt. This is the main in the local repository. Colors.txt is added, and here head, the last commit is showing the local repository main, and colors file created and added another line red. So this is the showing the commit IDs in one line. If you want to see in detail, you just can say git log. So it will give you all the details of the each and every commit, and who has made all the changes, who is the author of it, and what changes have been made, what is the commit ID, and when it is done. So all these details you would be able to see. And so first one we have done. So compare between the working directory and the last commit. Last commit is means head. So git difference head. The command is git diff head and file name. So the same changes it is showing because we have modified and added one color, red as another line. So last commit and the working directory, the changes. So I need to add this colors.txt to staging area. So there is no change now. I have added this. This is modified. It is saying I have added this to staging area. After adding it to staging area, when I'm trying to check the differences, because this is modified and added to the staging area. Now the working directory, what file it is there, that I have added it to the staging area. The same file. This, there won't be any blue here. I haven't yet committed to the local repository. I committed it to the local repository as there is no blue and there is no red. We'll check this one now. Local repository and the staging area. So which is our command? This is the last command. This is the command to check the staging area and the local repository. So it is showing the colors. Red has been added and this is the difference between these two. Now I'll just commit the same changes I will make in the local repository too. I have added, just forget about this. This is the next commit. So these are the changes that we have made. Now we'll check. We'll commit this file to local repository. After that, we'll check the changes. Commit -m colors file added to local repo with the line, the additional line red. So what it is saying, one file has been changed and one insertion has been happened. So now we'll find the difference. So there is no difference because we have added this line. So now the file in the staging area and the file in the remote repository both are same. Okay. So next what we'll see is difference between the staged copy and the last commit. So what we have done, first we have committed without this line red. This is the first commit and this is the second commit. So this interchanging, first is this one, second is this one, or else I'll change the files. Okay. So most recent commit is this one, that this is the head and this is the previous commit. This, there is no colors, only line is there, colors line is there. So this is the first commit which we have made, and let's check the commits. Git.
Madam, avi rendu ela match chestaru madam.
ఏ రెండు
రిమోట్ రిపోజిటరీలో ఉన్నాయి కదా మేడం.
That merge command I'll show you later. As of now we are just checking the differences.
Okay ma'am.
differences and adding these files and checking the difference again. Is there, we are making the file content as same.
Okay.
How to check the files changed or not in local repository and in working directory and in remote repository. We are just checking that. So merging is a different concept. I'll show you later in the next class, probably. Okay, so this is the head for us. And what this is colors file created and added another line. This is the first commit. Colors.txt is added. So let's check it out. Let's find out, this is our first commit. Let's find out the difference between this commit and our head. So, excuse me. To check the difference between two commits or commit and the head, previous commit and the head, we have to get the ID of the commit. This is the commit ID. We have to get the ID of the commit, and we need to use this command. Difference between head, this is the destination and this is the source. Staging area and the remote repository, last commit, head. But we are trying to check the commit ID and the head. So we need to change the command. You have to give commit ID here. And the head. So previous changes also it is showing all the changes. This is colors. We'll just bother about the colors only. So it is saying that initially there are no lines, and after that we have added colors. After that we have added red. So this is the difference between the most recent commit and previous commit. If we want to check the difference between two commits, git diff, any of the two commits, you can just take the ID, this commit ID, and the another commit ID. So this is changing. This is showing these many commits have been made and these many differences have been done to the files. Two different commits. In between, we have, this is the first commit. After that, 1, 2, 3, 4. How many are there? 1 difference, 2, 3, 4. So in between we have 4 commits. All those differences it is showing. This is how we'll see the difference between the commits. So okay, if you have any doubts about this, you can check. Once you practice it, you'll just come to know, you'll get more doubts then. Praveen and Praveen, you both having any doubts? I'm stopping here. Just practice git diff.